Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hayden, and it's been a little bit of a while. And welcome back. This is my mid 2023 setup. A lot has changed since the last time. I now have a dual PC setup. My cousin was actually looking to get rid of his desktop because he switched to a gaming laptop. So I figured, why not buy it from him and now have a dual streaming setup? So before we get into the actual setup, I want to explain how this works. If you've seen dual setups on YouTube, one person has a gaming PC and a streaming PC, and they both kind of work together and they kind of connect. It's actually kind of cool and it helps out a lot. Now, if you are used to normally seeing the gaming PC, it normally does the streaming, so processing the video and sending it to Twitch and doing the gaming aspect of it. So, handling the game, running the game, and streaming it and sending it to Twitch all at once. So this time, two PCs. So the gaming PC focuses on running it and having the highest quality, making it look good, while the streaming PC focuses on processing the data and getting it sent to Twitch. So that's what I have here right now, and we'll get into it. And second of all, I want to say that this took me probably 6 or 7 years to put together, so I by no means am trying to, flex on anybody or saying that I'm better than anybody. This took me a long time to put together, and my setup has actually come a long way. I first started in, I believe, 2016, 2017 with just a $400 gaming PC with a single monitor, speakers, and a keyboard and a mouse. But my setup has come a long way, so let's get into it. So this is what my setup looks like when you first enter my room, and it can be kind of overwhelming. This is my main setup, and this is my streaming PC with my monitor that I got from my cousin. This is the only thing that I got from my cousin. I had the monitor before, and I'm using it with the streaming PC. But let's get right into it. So this is my desk. It is just a sit-stand desk. It is actually a motorized version. Some of them you can hand crank, but I wanted the motorized one because who wants to hand crank a desk? And it actually has two buttons right here. You can kind of barely see them. Yep, right here. You can move them. Just press it and it will slowly move up and down. Also, please forgive my cable management. I hate cable management, and I've fully just given up on it. Also, this is my mouse pad, just a cheap mouse pad from Amazon. My HyperX wrist rest. HyperX keyboard with HyperX transparent keycaps so I can see the RGB. I'm a huge fan of RGB, as you can probably tell. Razer Viper Ultimate Mouse. It also has a charging dock right here. This mouse is actually for controlling the streaming PC because I do need to control it even though it is to my right. I have the Razer Ornata Chroma, I think that's the version, keyboard that came with it from my cousin. It just kind of sits on the ground because I don't really need it that often besides putting in the password when I first turn on the PC. Let's see. I have two microphones. One because this is the Yeti Snowball. This is a very familiar mic. One because when I stream, the viewers need to hear what I'm saying. And second of all, the in-game people need to hear what I'm saying. So I use the Yeti for the viewers and my Shure MV7 for when I need to talk in-game. This is a podcast microphone. I've been using this for a very long time, and it actually has been very good, and it sounds really good. It is kind of the little brother to the Shure SM7B. I wanted the Shure SM7B, but it was way too expensive. It is sitting on the Rode PSA-1 boom arm. This microphone arm pretty much goes anywhere, and it does really well. It is also very expensive for a mic arm. Moving from right to left, this is my gaming PC. This is the Corsair 220T case. I believe I have Corsair SB120 RGB fans on the top. the back, and the front. I have a Ryzen 7 3700X processor, Zotac RTX 2060 6GB graphics card, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RAM, a gigabyte motherboard. I believe I have a 1TB drive, a 4TB drive, and another 1TB SSD. Lots of storage for games, my Windows, and I believe just other storage in general. I believe my 1TB hard drive is actually just for Warzone by itself, because Warzone has an update literally every day, so might as well just throw in another drive for it. I do have 3 monitors. I had 4 at one point, but I found that 3 was kind of the sweet spot. My main one is the Asus VG248 165Hz refresh rate gaming monitor. This thing has been awesome. It has multiple different modes between cinema mode, racing mode, frames mode, user mode. Depends on kind of what you're doing, and you can watch movies on it, watch anime, game on it. It kind of depends what you're doing, and it has different settings for the color on it, and it just makes it look really, really good. On top, I have the Logitech C920 webcam for my Zoom classes, and for when I stream. To the left, I just have a cheap Scepter monitor. Scepter is just a cheap monitor company. On top, I also just have a light bar. This actually just makes it so that your desk is a little bit brighter, and it actually helps with blocking blue light. It has different temperature modes, so you can block the blue light coming from the monitor that is looking at your face. And on top, I just have a cheap Samsung monitor that I got on eBay, which is actually really nice. And on top, I actually have another Logitech C920, so I can use it so you guys can get the kind of top-down shot when I am doing my multiplayer games on Twitch. I love having this view so you can kind of get the front view and the top-down view. Now, I do have a set of cheap speakers. These are just Pebble speakers that I found on Amazon. I don't need anything major, nor do I have the space for anything major as much as I'd like to, so I just got these on Amazon. They are very cheap, and they sound pretty good and are very loud for the price. To the left, I have my Stream Deck. It's not plugged in currently because I need to plug it all the way over to the right into my streaming PC, but I do not have a cable that is currently long enough. So it is unplugged currently right now. The Razer Tartaris, which is just a one-handed ergonomic left keyboard, basically. It's like half a left keyboard for your hands. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. It's also not plugged in either. And I kind of just tuck it in the back when I'm not using it, so that's why it is all the way in the back. On the left side, I just have my phone stand, my MagSafe charger for my phone, which is just sitting right there. For my headset, I just use the Beyerdynamics DT770 Studios. These are really nice. The padding is actually really nice too. Different style and different feel than you would normally get. These are wired and they have an extremely long cable. As you can tell, it goes all the way back and around to my gaming PC, and these just sit on my side when I'm not using them. I'm mostly kind of a speaker person. I don't really use my headphones that much anymore, but I tend to switch between depending on what I am doing. But that is pretty much it right there for my main gaming setup. But my streaming PC is right here on the right. So I kind of have the same exact graphics card as I do in my main gaming PC, the Zotac RTX 2060 6GB card. My cousin and I had the same exact card. I bought the Elgato 4K 60 capture card because I wanted to get the 1080p graphics so that my stream can look as good as possible. In here I have a Ryzen 5 3600 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I put in the RGB strips because before it wasn't as bright. It was really dark and you couldn't see anything. This case is called the AeroCool PC case. Just has an RGB strip on the front where you can kind of just change the colors. And that's kind of about it. It just sits on my bureau. I like seeing the inside. Previously, it was actually underneath my desk, but I really like seeing the inside of PCs, especially if you have a glass side panel, because who doesn't want to see the inside, especially if you have RGB? And right next to it is just the Dell monitor that I had with some mice that I don't overly use that much. My OBS settings, you can see my current monitor right there, if it'll focus. And these are all my settings that I can kind of just mess with pre-stream. You can kind of see the sound bars picking up the sound. My chat, anything that I want to mess with, title, stream notifications, is all right there. So I can kind of just look to my right while I'm on my main gaming PC and just make sure that my streaming PC is picking up everything that it needs to while I'm streaming. So it's just kind of crazy what I have here. Never thought I'd ever get to this point, but it's just crazy and kind of unbelievable. Alright guys, that's been it for this video. If you've enjoyed my setup or you have actually anything that you suggest for my setup that you think would look good, please let me know in the comments. Please like this video, please subscribe, please turn on notifications, and actually please let me know if there's any certain videos you want to see in the future. I'm actually thinking about getting the new iPad 10th generation if they don't release an 11th generation soon enough, but otherwise I hope to see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you next time.